on the northern shores of the ancient Mediterranean, in the region of the present Caspian Sea, at a settlement called Oban, the tarrying place on the westward turning of the travel trail leading up northward from the Mesopotamian southland. From Oban he sent out teachers to the remote settlements to spread his new doctrines of one deity and his concept of the hereafter, which he called the Great Beyond. These emissaries of Anagar were the world's first missionaries. They were also the first human beings to cook meat, the first regularly to use fire in the preparation of food. They cooked flesh on the ends of sticks and also on hot stones. Later on they roasted large pieces in the fire, but their descendants almost entirely reverted to the use of raw flesh. Anagar was born 983,323 years ago, from AD 1934, and he lived to be 69 years of age. The record of the achievements of this mastermind and spiritual leader of the pre-planetary prince days is a thrilling recital of the organization of these primitive peoples into a real society. He instituted an efficient tribal government, the like of which was not attained by succeeding generations in many millenniums. Never again, until the arrival of the planetary prince, was there such a high spiritual civilization on earth. These simple people had a real though primitive religion, but it was subsequently lost to their deteriorating descendants. Although both Andon and Fonta had received thought adjusters, as had many of their descendants, it was not until the days of Anagar that the adjusters and guardian seraphim came in great numbers to Urantia. This was, indeed, the golden age of primitive man. 7. The survival of Andon and Fonta. Andon and Fonta, the splendid founders of the human race, received recognition at the time of the adjudication of Urantia upon the arrival of the planetary prince, and in due time they emerged from the regime of the Mansion worlds with citizenship status on Jerusalem. Although they have never been permitted to return to Urantia, they are cognizant of the history of the race they founded. They grieved over the Caligastia betrayal, sorrowed because of the Adamic failure, but rejoiced exceedingly when announcement was received that Michael had selected their world as the theater for his final bestowal. On Jerusalem both Andon and Fonta were fused with their thought adjusters, as also were several of their children, including Sontad, but the majority of even their immediate descendants only achieved spirit fusion. Andon and Fonta, shortly after their arrival on Jerusalem, received permission from the system sovereign to return to the first Mansion world to serve with the Urantia personalities who welcome the pilgrims of time from Urantia to the heavenly spheres, and they have been assigned indefinitely to this service. They sought to send greetings to Urantia in connection with these revelations, but this request was wisely denied them. And this is the recital of the most heroic and fascinating chapter in all the history of Urantia, the story of the evolution, life struggles, death, and eternal survival of the unique parents of all mankind. Presented by a life carrier resident on Urantia.